Hello lovely Patreons. Guess what I've just spent the last 40 minutes doing? This exact video again. Just word of warning for anybody out there that's using OBS for recording their screen. If you change the resolution of your screen while it is open, it won't do anything. It just stays on a static screen, and all you get to do is listen to my voice and watch my mouse move around, which is very frustrating. But alas, here we are. I'm going to do it again. I'm a bit more prepped for this now, and I've probably got a bit more to say second time around. So hey, it's going to work better for you guys anyway. This is the first video in a long line of all the commentaries that I want to do for pretty much all my main videos actually. This is the very first video I ever put out, although it's actually a video I only uploaded earlier on this year because it got taken down by the BBC. I'll show that point out. This is the actual one that they took down. I'm going to minimise the screen when that part comes up, all that sort of stuff. Yes. So yeah, thank you very much everyone, obviously, for being patrons. I hope you like this sort of commentary video, and hopefully you take away something from this that may help you, or if there is anything you want me to point out in the comments section, write them down below. I suppose we'll just get straight onto it. For me, again. My classic old school intro. See, it was called The Story of Roland back then. I've changed it to something else. Roland the Forgotten Mascot.
And who do you think of? In the 80s and 90s, you couldn't go 5 minutes without
look at all these.
Jump onto the mascot bandwagon. These are
Okay. So who have we actually got here? The idea was, I don't know if I've done it on the re-upload, but I actually started using annotations to link these to other videos that I've done, because I knew these were videos that I wanted to do. I've now done Earthworm Jim, yeah, so there's that one done. You can actually see I've messed that up a little bit. You can see it's just escaping around the edge there and above. You'll notice me nitpick a lot of my own stuff here. So I've done Earthworm Jim. I will do Jazz Jackrabbit soon. He's got enough to talk about, I think, for a good complete history. There's Clockwork Knight, a game that I actually don't know too much about, and I didn't own originally. I've played it, definitely. I think I own it now, actually. Well, that's bad when you don't even know what games you own. So yeah, I want to do that eventually. I don't know what that is.
the little guys that can...
Oh, Pandemonium. Yeah, obviously I've done that one. Zelda, I don't think I'm going to go anywhere near that. Not for many years. That's going to be a mind bomb of a video. Can you imagine the amount of things I'm going to miss out? Even if I did a 5-hour long video, I would miss out stuff with this. Yeah, I don't know if I can go there yet. Zool I've done, Rystar technically I've done, Alex Kidd I've done, Chuck Rock I haven't done yet, but I will. The Donkey Kong Country series, I would like to do them. I talked a lot about him in the Mario Facts video, so maybe I've done him. Cool Spot will obviously have his day. Jet Set Willy, that'll be a nice quick video one weekend, maybe when I'm going on holiday or something. Bug, I actually have an interview lined up with this guy, the guy who created Bug, which is cool. So expect that probably next year now. Metroid, that's one I really want to do. If there's any Nintendo franchise I want to do more than any other, it's gonna be the Metroid franchise. I love it. I'm just scared what Nintendo would do if I uploaded one. Maybe in the future they'll let me do it if I speak to them, but hey, I mean, it will happen one day, just you might be waiting a while. Pac-Man, I've obviously said I'm going to be doing that. Lara Croft definitely deserves her day. Dizzy, I've actually pretty much completely written a script for that a long time ago, and I have a interview that kept getting put back, and then it's sort of just drifted off a bit now. I need to reopen that because I would like to do give Dizzy his time. I really enjoyed Dizzy. It was a big part of my youth, that was. Ice Climbers, I think it's going to be the first Nintendo complete history that I do, just because I feel like if they end up taking it down, it's not going to be the end of the world, because hey, it's Ice Climbers, and it's not going to be the longest video. But I don't know why I've got a weird little. I feel like I owe Ice Climbers something. I don't know why. I never had the games as a kid. I didn't have any Nintendo systems as a kid, but hey. Oh, little mess up there. Klonoa, definitely happening probably in the next month or so. And Resident Evil. Oh, it's going to be a hard video to make, but one day.
Get kids stretching their parents' purse strings to buy your system or games. no matter how far you.
Do you notice the difference in my voice? I'll probably sound like in this video like I'm sounding now. This is my chilled out voice. My wife and son are in bed, so I'm trying to keep it down anyway.
But if done right, you can pretty much guarantee.
But you've got to give yourself a bit more enthusiasm when I think you're making a video,
it's your mascot that
which is what I sound a bit more like now in my later videos, I think.
On the other hand, some mascots never had a chance, and because of this,
have long been forgotten.
Today, we are going to remember one of them. Welcome to Slope's Game Room.
God, I couldn't sound less interested, could I?
24th of March
1947. That's a bit more upbeat.
Sugar is born.
Because this bit here, 24th of March 1947, was the very, very first thing I edited. So basically, this video, I must have sat on this, I literally don't know, not a year, but 4, 5, maybe longer than half a year, about, we'll say 5-6 months. So obviously I had a lot of inspiration from other YouTubers, like the obvious ones that I'm going to say, things like Larry Mundy Jr., Lazy Game Reviews, Gaming Historian, a little bit of Game Sack, you know, but they're all really big YouTubers, aren't they? I really like what they did because they did things that I didn't see any other channel do. I haven't got anything against any kind of channels that just do Let's Plays or channels that do here's my review on Mario Brothers for the NES, you know, and I must have watched 50, 100 of them, and it's good to get different people's opinion on these games. It makes me feel like I understand the game a lot more. But what I wanted to do, where am I going with this? So basically I kept redoing this video so many times because even though I really like those guys, I felt like what they were trying to do was they were trying to push their voice more than what it was. My voice that I'm speaking now, it's boring. So when I talk, I have to be a little bit more upbeat and excited about what I'm saying, and a bit more drooly and down when there's a bad thing happening on the screen, like a bad review of a game or whatever it may be. I suppose it's a part of acting, but the idea of it is it's not the fact that you're putting on a fake voice. You're just sounding a lot more excited. I suppose it's your telephone voice. But basically, I've redone this video so many times, and in earlier renditions of it, I wish I had them still. But there were things like I was putting on silly voices like this. I was like, "Hey there, guys, it's DJ Slope here," and I was so over the top with the way I was speaking. I will upload a video, actually. I found it recently because you'll notice my channel is called Slope's Gaming. Is it Slope? No. DJ Slope's Room. The channel, the URL was DJ Slope's Room, that's it. Because you were going to have Slope's Game Room, Slope's Animation Room, Slope's Movie Room, and I was going to do reviews on each section, you know, like the complete history of Friday the 13th, for instance, or something like that. Complete history of Nightmare on Elm Street, or complete history of Toy Story, you know, whatever. And then, you know, in the movie section, there would be the complete history of Ren and Stimpy, when I talk about the animation of Ren and Stimpy, or, you know, really random stuff like that. And the first video I ever done, well, I didn't finish it, it was only about 30 seconds long. The intro I ever done was for Slope's Animation Room. And I wasn't even going to show my face, and I was like, "Hey there, guys," and I was putting this weird little Beetlejuice voice on, and that was going to be the voice of my channel. So it's like, "Hey there, guys, it's DJ Slope here. I'm just here to tell you a little bit about something," and I was just like, this is how I was going to do my voice. I was so unhappy with it. Went over and over and over and over and over again, probably about 5, 6, maybe a few more renditions of it. It was only until I opened a copy of Retro Gamer magazine and Lazy Game Reviews had both of these, publication and the YouTube channel, done a video on Amstrad CPC 464, and I was like, fuck, I can't believe these guys have done that. I wanted to do it. So I just decided, right, I'm going to do my own voice. I'm going to try and make it professional, but, you know, with a little bit of dry humour in there, I suppose. And this is what come out. And yeah, I'm happy with it. Obviously. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's continue.
And then in 1968,
Michael Sugar created Amstrad. So yeah, I created that part first, and then added that bit at the beginning on, because I felt like it just went straight into it too early on. I was just so worried about this video. I went over it over and over and over.
Now, the idea of the hi-fi was created to save money for both you, the customer, and the company.
Who do you think
Instead of
owns
buying
those
several expensive
probably
separate
plastic
systems
suits?
like your amp, your tuner, your turntable, your tape deck, you can now.
This is another example of me going over and over, like every little sticker was originally the same, but then I changed the plasters to be different. I added that little sound effect.
Now, after a successful run,
that was actually just me
Amstrad
hitting my
decided to go
table.
down a similar route by marketing their own home computers in an attempt to take away the limelight
From Commodore and Sinclair.
Just like the all-in-one hi-fi.
So I've got to minimise this
Alan
section.
aimed to offer a completely integrated solution at one low price, which was a great business move.
I'm just going to turn this bit right down, basically because this is the bit that the BBC picked up and got the video taken down, sadly. So you're not doing it this time. Let's have a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Infinity Allen sugars. Could there possibly be a scarier thing? I think not. So this is the tiny little section that got taken down. You'll see in the re-upload of this video, I took this down, this whole section out of the video. This is when I had that massive boost of about 3,000 subscribers after I made a video for Larry on his channel. Marketing worldwide. Let's pick his nose. Anyway.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
And back into the video.
21st of June 1984, and the launch of my very first ever computer,
the Amstrad CPC 464. So look at the way this moves.
This is the first of the colour personal computer series.
There's no smoothness about anything that moves in my old videos like this. I discovered probably about 5 or 6 videos in that if you right click the moving key, you can change it to smooth. Made a big difference.
For the launch of the 464, soon to be
see there, like move it just like clunks in. There's no smoothness. Yeah, that was huge. That was a huge moment for me when I discovered that.
And started working on a mascot under the company's software division,
Amsoft.
And this is where the story of Roland begins.
Again, this is just little effects that I added in every time I went over the video, over and over and over again. Sometimes you will make mistakes if you keep going over and over and over, though, because you'll notice that the voice on these crocodiles' mouths are not in time, sadly, and I couldn't work out how to get them back, and with it being in French, it was so mind-boggling. I left it, and hopefully no one found out, and no one ever did. You'll see. Completely out of time, completely out of sync, even.
The Amstrad computer business. And they never got their own game. Why? Who knows? It's safe to say that Amsoft didn't really know what they was doing. Most adverts on TV, and then in a minute I'm going to say, but that is where it ended. And I messed up the audio, and I must have just not said that in the script because I had to go back and re-record that bit. And if you and anyone out there that's making YouTube videos, you'll notice if you try and add a tiny little bit of audio into a sentence, it just doesn't flow. You need to re-record that entire paragraph or sentence, whatever it is that you're trying to say. This is an example of how not to do it. Let me go back. You'll hear when I say, and that is where it ended. It sounds completely different than the rest of the sentence. Here, you listen. Why? Who knows? It's safe to say that Amsoft didn't really know what they was doing. Most adverts on TV and inside magazines had these crocodiles selling the system, but that is where it ended. Amsoft decided that Roland was a far more worthy choice. Now, Roland is a strange
mascot.
His name is the same as the CPC designer Roland Perry's Christian name,
and an anagram of Arnold,
the code name of Amstrad.
And that's it.
You see, Roland looks different in every game.
Little effects like that where I had it zooming out, and then you had these loading bits down the side. It took so long for my young editing mind to work out how to do that sort of stuff. And I mean, originally that was a white picture that I imported to just make it just long enough so it's between there, so it wouldn't cross over this side or cross over this side. I couldn't work out how to put this loading image in without it going over the middle, so I had to put the same image in twice. So there's a video there. That's the right side of the video, and that's the left side of the video. So if you imagine, the right side ends there and moves right over that side, and because I couldn't work out how to cut out the middle. and this is obviously just me cutting out the screen of a Amstrad CPC monitor. And yeah, my early days of editing, I would know how to do this so quickly now, but this probably took me maybe an hour or something, because you just have to sit there sometimes and think, how can I do this? How can I do this? I still have moments like that, but that's what makes you a better editor.
Disney's first animated feature, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I hope you like it, as this is what you're going to be listening to on loop throughout the whole game. In this adventure, Roland is working on a building site and has discovered a gang of aliens trying to take over the unfinished.
What a crap storyline for a game.
A sensible man has offered a bonus to Roland to get
at the same time, though, it's so British. It's brilliant.
Sensible, decides
a sensible man, not at all sensible. It's brilliant.
To catch the aliens, you must dig gaps in the ground for them to fall in, and then hit them on the head with your spade. It's not as easy as it sounds. And
so he digs. What music could we use? Just rip off Snow White, mate.
If you haven't worked it out by now, this is in fact a copy of the classic retro game.
Look how better that looks. Just the speed and just the fluid gameplay of it.
We get a good idea of what our mascot is going to look like. And with that in mind, we're going to look at our next game, Roland Ahoy. Roland has
definitely not the music from the game. Oh, sorry guys.
Dodging all these star shapes, and
that took ages to work out how to get them to move along.
Once here, dodge the cannon and steal yourself some ammo so you can go back and shoot down the wall of the Golden Harbour. Once complete, you have to get past the Golden Harbour.
I was so sucked that my gameplay footage was just not. I can't remember what old footage program I used to use to record, but it was really awful quality, isn't it?
Not
oh
the
well.
Worst game in
Early
the world.
days of YouTube.
There really isn't any much point in repeating it. Moving on. Here we have Roland goes square bashing, and as you can see, he is now a cube with arms and legs.
Oh look, I changed the colour of this one slightly to purple.
What's the game like? It's really not that bad. 20 levels with only one possible way to get to the end.
I like this little ending thing, it's so nostalgic, I had to leave it in there. Here we go.
Start to vanish. Next up are the
oh my god, these games were shit.
We have Roland in space.
Even with my young mind of just happy to get any game I could play ever, this game was awful. Awful. There you go.
Jump around 7 planets in space, or 10 different time zones.
But I did find myself spending the time to load it up and show my friends, just to show them that there was a cigarette in the game.
An ice skating polar bear, or a cigarette.
These Minecraft kids nowadays don't know how good they've got it. Seriously.
Blue circles, and with the way Roland moves and controls, it is impossible to do so. And as you can see by the cover art, he is again looking completely different. Next up, we have Roland takes a running jump. I'm not making it up. Here is the title.
Okay, so this is my big mistake from the video. So yeah, the game exists, but it wasn't a commercially released game. My understanding is now that it was either a game that came out. It was like free of a magazine, or you programmed it in yourself. One of the two. Yeah, little fluff up, but technically it still works because it's still a game that is out there and part of this series. So you know.
You must help Roland to find the missing discs. Collect 5 and go to the exit from each of the 9 floors of the Amstrad building, which you can actually still find on Google Street View.
I've stayed there.
With all 9 floors.
I went to a pendulum gig and stayed there.
It used to be the Amstrad building. Now it's just a below average hotel. But watch out for Mr. Sugar, the telephone and the deadly plants. So hang on, Mr. Apprentice is actually in the game. So at one point you could actually buy a game in which you had to dodge Alan Sugar. And there he is, with his green coat and orange hair.
I think that is fantastic. Oh, my arrow's a little bit offline there. That is, I tell you what, that is brilliant pixel art. Joking aside, like if someone said, someone probably would have to tell me that that's Alan Sugar, but even still, I think that is awesomely good. I couldn't work out how to blow that image up without like making it blurry back then. I know how to do it now, but the idea was I was actually going to get a picture of Alan Sugar next to it, and get his hair orange and his top
green and making black and white with a very dark edge on his beard, just to show next to it, because I think that is brilliant pixel art. I tell you what, I really like that. I think that's so funny.
Okay, so for an 8-bit system, that really isn't that bad a rendition, and a darn sight lot better than the ever-changing Roland character. So the game, honestly, I didn't get past the first screen, let alone up all 9 floors of the Amstrad building. It's not that bad, but it's completely forgettable like most of the other games. And this is what he looks like now. Moving on. Roland on the Run. As we're here to really only see the design of Roland, I'm going
fucking
to
do not know what to do in this game. The amount of times I'm trying to get down, I can sort of sometimes get into these cars here, but I just can't work out how to get there. That's actually me moving it along as well. I do not understand it. Didn't enjoy it at all, obviously, because I couldn't play it.
Growing up, a lot of my friends had Nintendo Entertainment Systems and was playing on the likes of the Turtles and Mario, and I was stuck with this sorry excuse for a mascot.
Okay. So before I went. Okay, so this is something that I'd done from the very first video. I worked out after my, many times of going over the video and over again, like I keep saying. I worked out that I'm whispering now because there's a lot of movement upstairs. I think I might have maybe woke my wife up. Shh. Anyway. So what I did is I worked out very early on that if I just did, like the history of the franchise, maybe a little bit of a personal view on the franchise at the beginning, and then just did 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 reviews, however many there is in a particular franchise, it's just too much of one thing after I've done that initial bit at the beginning. It gets boring even for the most hardcore out there. So I worked out that you have to do things in between the reviews, not every one, obviously, every few reviews, just to try and break things up a bit. Let me think of an example. Okay, so sometimes I may add in there, so for instance in this bit I just done a little bit where how my friends down the road are playing on consoles and playing games like Mario Brothers, which is amazing, and there I am stuck with games like this, which perfectly fits in with what I'm talking about, but it just breaks it up a tiny little bit. Or sometimes I might add a commercial that I found in from the particular game, or another little tiny bit of history, like how I did the Shinobi video recently. After I'd done that original game, the first game in the series, I then talked about, which one was it? Yeah, I talked about the Revenge of Shinobi, but instead of just going straight in there, I talked about how it was one of the first games for the system that was really, really big in Japan, the first must-have, just to break the video up a little bit, because I do feel if you just constantly do review after I've done that initial bit, it just gets too boring. And if you are going to do that, fucking fly through those reviews as quick as you can. And I know it's pretty rich coming from me who makes 30-40 minute videos, but if you look back at something like the Monkey Ball video, I mean I can't think off the top of my head, maybe like a 20 minutes long even, and there's a decent amount of games in that, but it's because I have to sort of not rush through them but get through them quickly, but still giving a little bit of information on them. I feel if you want a real in-depth review on, say, like the 4th Monkey Ball game, I mean, people will go out of their way to go and find that bit of information if they really want it. My aim is to give the complete history in an informative, quick sort of video. Again, easy for me to say when I make 30-minute videos, but hopefully you get the idea. I think it's really important to break your reviews up with these little bits in the middle. I think they're almost as important as your review as well.
Roland on the Road was actually not only a playable and somewhat good game, but completely looked like a next-gen system for the time. In
this game was fantastic. Probably one of the best games on the Amstrad in my opinion. I really, really liked this. I mean, that are the games I played when I was younger anyway.
Ghosts, lizards, acid, mummies, bats, and whatever else to get to the
If you compare this to the other games that I've talked about before, I mean, this looks like an actually brilliant game.
If you have a 464, get this game, as well as the next one. I have saved the absolute best till last. But before we go ahead, let's have a look at the ever-changing design of Roland.
Again, I'm trying to break it up a little bit between reviews.
A pirate, a criminal, a construction worker, a space and time traveller, a cube, a businessman, and now finally,
a flea. Is that a flea? I don't even know what that is. It looks ridiculous.
This game is actually a carbon copy of the first ever Spanish produced video game, Bugaboo the Flea, which only recently got itself a sequel for its 30th anniversary. If you want to find more about that game and can read Spanish, you can read a whole book about it, link in the description. In this game, you control Roland the Flea in his attempt to get out of the cave. You hold down right to build up your
man, this brings back so many memories. Just watching this again.
Escape. And you better hurry because a pterodactyl.
You know, like that feeling, the smell, the everything you was feeling about when you was, I don't know, maybe 7, literally not a care in the world.
I don't ever remember getting out the cave. But whilst recording footage for this
brilliant little game. And I generally, like I say, I don't think I ever remember doing that when I was a kid.
Again, as I said before,
I was just obviously really shit at games back then. I'm not much better now.
Trying out this or the original Bugaboo game on the system
that Velociraptor thing, I was so scared of that when I was a kid. Like fuck, move.
The bad games. I hope this video has helped shine even a fraction of light onto what was my first ever gaming mascot. Right around the corner before the best Christmas present of all time landed under my tree in 1993. With 4 games, 3 of which
what a
would change
legendary Christmas.
my life forever. Leaving the Roland games as nothing more.
So here, this tiny little bit here, I'm going to go back just a few seconds. As it goes into the end, you'll hear that lovely Robocop theme, Amstrad music there. Glitch because I mess it up and you hear it go. It will almost do a double beep because of my little error. Oh dear, I think my little boy's woken up. Anyway, yeah, listen to the double beep.
4 games, 3 of which would change my life forever. Leaving the Roland games as nothing more than a memory.
There it is. Did you hear that? You're fired. Hey, there you go.
Thanks for watching. This was hopefully the first video from Slope's Gaming Room. If you want to see more videos about
Slope's Gaming Room, anyone know what that channel is? Bloody hell. I was such an amateur back then.
long lost forgotten mascots or anything else gaming related at all, then please let me know. I'm pretty new to this and I've been putting it off.
Classic Streets of Rage music.
If you
Oh,
like
there
the
it is, yeah,
video,
it says it
tell
right at the
your
bottom.
friends, share on Facebook or Twitter, rate, comment and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.
So yeah, this whole adding the music in at the end was something I always wanted to do. Basically, who was it that did that? I think it was GameSack did that, and I thought that was really cool. It's just the fact that I realise now when I'm making such long videos that I just can't take the time to put this in. When a video ends, I do a 20-second ending, basically because that's what the cards allow you at the end of a YouTube video. And I don't want to make them last any longer. So yeah, unfortunately this had to be scrapped. But it's cool though, because I actually do like seeing the comments. Every so often you'll get someone come along like, thumbs up for using the Black Belt Sega Master System theme. I'm like, oh, you know, that's amazing that someone picks that sort of stuff up, and I think that's really, really cool that someone actually, you know, it raises a little bit of extra nostalgia, I think, when people work it out themselves, and you know, it makes them feel special when, you know, they've worked it out before other people. I think that's really, really cool to do that sort of thing. So yeah, there you go, guys. And then obviously I end my video with the classic line.
Then please let me know. I'm pretty new to this and I've been putting it off
where is the
for
classic
far
line?
too long. If you like the video, then tell your friends, share on Facebook or Twitter, rate, comment and subscribe.
And hopefully
I'll see you all
next time. Never knew that was going to be something that I say in all my videos, but hey, it was. Yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching this. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I'm going to try and do these every few weeks or so, but you know me, I always say I'm going to do something and I never end up doing it. My main videos are my most important thing. If there is anything you want me to point out on how I did something, or you wanted a bit more information on what I don't know,
anything, just let me know in the comments of this video. Happy to help out. And yeah, thank you very much for being Patreons, and thank you very much for supporting my work. Thank you. This is I'll end it like I'll end my videos. This is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.